Good morning, Barkadahan! Welcome to Barkada Chat with Alvin, Usapang D.H. Ito nga pala ang aming last episode, mga Dabarkads. Ito ang ating season ay magtatapos na today sa last episode. Kaya maraming salamat sa inyong suporta sa aming napakaganda at napakasayang programa at very informative. Once again, please welcome our special guests, Carrie and Norie from WINTIP Employment Agency. Para today ho, magbibigay na naman sila ng kanilang mga professional employment advice para sa inyong mga cases. And again, this program is sponsored by WINTIP Employment Agency, one of the pioneers in the industry for over 35 years. They offer high-quality, tailor-made services for helper-employer evaluations, skills verifications, and provide relevant training. Okay, so ano ba ang topic natin sa last episode? Alam nyo, maganda yung topic today, kasi ito yung tinatawag natin na parang job expectations or ano ba yung ini-expect ng mga employers sa ating mga helpers. Kasi nga, ang laging sinasabi ng mga helpers, puno daw yung kanilang ang dami raw nilang ginagawa, ang workload daw nila gabundok daw, too many stuff to do. Tapos yung iba, they ask you to list down what you have done today. May they even tell stories, they have whiteboards in their houses, nakasulat daw yung mga ginagawa. Tapos ang pinakamabigat pa raw dito, may ugali pa raw yung amo na nung in-interview ka, mukha namang okay, pero nung dumating ka sa bahay nila, alam na this, di ba? Yung mga ganyan. So dahil dyan, we have our caller today para mag-share siya ng kanyang experience at yung kanyang katanungan. Okay? So, we call in our caller, Carrie and Norie. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mga kaibigan, nasa linya si Helen. Hello, Helen. Good morning.
Hello sir. Good morning.
Okay, Helen, kasama natin... Ay, teka lang, Helen. Kasama natin si Carrie tsaka si Norie ng WINTIP, ha?
Hi, Helen. Hello, Helen.
Hello.
Okay, sige. Ano yung iyong katanungan, Helen?
Ang katanungan ko lang po, sir, pag hindi ba ako bibigyan ng release letter ng employer ko, makakahanap po ba ako ng panibagong amo or ano po mangyayari sa
Okay,
akin?
her question was, i-Englishin ko lang Carrie, Helen, kasi si Carrie nandito. Her question was, if she doesn't get a release letter from her current employer, will she be able to find a new employer? Pero wait, Helen, ano ka ba? Mag-finish contract ka, di ba?
Yes, sir. Mag-finish po ako sa February.
February next year, okay. O sige, nandito si Carrie tsaka si Norie para sagutin yung tanong mo, ha? Carrie, you first?
I mean, if the helper's finished contract, actually release letter is not a common thing, for employers to write to the helper. But I think based on the good relationship, between the helper and the employer, I think employer is always willing to write her a good reference letter. Because, ideally, when she finishes contract, there's a termination form that the employer will submit to the immigration after 7 days or within 7 days, okay? So the reason will be finished contract. But, a lot of my helpers, they actually nicely, communicate with the employer and say, Mom, can you please help me write a release letter so I can find a job easier? Or can you, just give me some comments about, how my work was with you in order to help me find another job. So most employers, I think they take this nicely. If it's for me, I would be very happy to write my helper a reference letter, to help her get a job. I mean, she's been with me for 2 years. Why don't I do that for her? It's a small gesture if I can help her. I mean, I would think that. Yeah.
Okay. Norie, what can you say?
Okay, regarding that case, example, ayaw siya bigyan ng release letter pero finish contract na siya. Wala namang magiging problema doon kasi finish contract ka na. Makikita sa immigration yung last visa mo. And then kung kukuha naman din kasi yung employer mo ngayon, yung current employer mo ng bagong employee, ng helper, hihingan din siya ng immigration ng release letter. So pag nakapag-submit na sila, so hindi mo na kailangan hindi mo na kailangan mag-provide ng release letter. Pero kung ayaw talaga nila magbigay, at nagpunta ka na immigration for your appointment, hahanapan nila yan Pwede mo sabihin na ayaw ka bigyan. So, we have a case na yung immigration ang ko-contact sa employer mo.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
no choice, bibigyan ka nila talaga ng release letter. So, wag ka mag-worry kasi finish contract ka.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
O yun, buti ganun, ano? So, ayan, Helen, hindi ka dapat mag-alala kung walang ibibigay sa'yo na release letter. O, ayan, ako. So, teka, di ba sabi mo, your contract will expire in February, di ba? So, technically, she can go to any employment agency, right?
Yeah. Siguro, 2 months before your, before yung visa matapos, mag-apply ka na. Pero wag mo muna sabihin sa amo mo.
Oh, yun.
Sabihin
diba?
mo sa kanila, siguro pag 42 days na lang yung natitira mong visa. Kasi kung i-terminate ka man nila, early release yun, hindi ka terminate. Finish contract ka pa rin.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. O, sige. Thank you, Helen, Thanks for calling. Goodbye.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Okay, Carrie, Norie, we've been getting questions also. Okay, for example, this one, cannot use cell phones during daytime. Cannot turn on the lights. You know, I was able to talk to somebody. She was telling the story that she cannot switch on the lights at like 10 o'clock because for whatever reason, it's sleeping time. So when she is inside her room, she uses a flashlight to walk around her room and cannot switch on the lights. I mean, what can you say about these cases?
I mean, this is not very common with our helpers. I mean, at least we don't receive any complaints of that sort. But I mean, if this is the case, it's very strange. I mean, you know, at night I switch on the light. You know, why can't my helper switch on the light? You know, I'm sure she won't switch on the light, you know, for the rest of the night until the morning. So I think it's reasonable to have helper, you know, use lights and water and everything that we can provide.
You know, I just remembered now. A few days ago, I got a message also from our Facebook fans. There was one case. She cannot take a shower when the employers are still sleeping. So it's like, because I said, why you cannot take a shower? Because there's only one toilet. And then why not? Because if they're sleeping, the sound of the running water from the shower head or taking a shower goes through the walls, and then the employer will somehow wake up. So I mean, that's kind of similar also. But anyway, Norie, ikaw, what can you say about this? Yung cannot switch on the lights or cannot use the cell phones in daytime. Is that really, how should I say this? Acceptable, reasonable, or allowable? I mean,
for the cellphone kasi, actually okay, medyo okay naman yung sinasabi na ama na huwag mong gamitin yung cellphone sa umaga habang nagtatrabaho ka para makapag-focus ka sa pagtatrabaho mo.
Okay,
Especially
yes,
may
understood.
maalaga kang bata, di ba? Kasi may case before na nabasa ko lang na cellphone siya ng cellphone, like 7 years ago, cellphone na siya ng cellphone, and then yung bata nasa crib. Merong yung crib na yun malapit sa window na merong
may rehas.
hindi rehas yung blinds na
So
yung
hinabdot
bata,
niya yung
I
blind.
think she's only 2 years old. So nilaro niya yun na ano sa leeg.
Leeg, yung tali ng blinds.
Yung helper, cellphone. So to avoid yung ganong problema, kasi baka buti na lang okay yung bata, hindi siya nawala,
walang
di ba?
nangyari,
Kung hindi, talagang saan ka mapupunta, di ba? So mas maganda na yung ganito na wag mo nang gumamit ng phone while working, and then pag tapos na yung trabaho mo at nasa kwarto ka na, that is the time na pwede mo nang gamitin yung phone mo. Kasi para sa iyo yun at saka para makapag-focus ka sa trabaho mo. Doon naman sa ilaw na hindi ka allowed, sa kontrata kasi, standard contract na galing immigration, nakalagay doon, electricity, kasama yon. Ipoprovide ng amo yon. So pag ganun may problema ka, syempre, lagi ko sinasabi, tawag ka sa agency. And then, tatawagan namin yung employer mo. And then after that, yung ano yung another question?
yung shower, yung
shower.
maingay daw yung maingay pag it's noisy when you take a shower, nagigising daw yung amo sa umaga.
So, give and take na lang. So, pag wala ni amo mo, doon ka na lang maligo. Or pag gabi na, bago ka matulog, doon ka maligo. Give and take para wala pong maging problema.
Yeah.
Okay. O yan, kung sino man ho yung nagpadala ng tanong ngayon, ito yung sagot na naibigay ng WINTIP. Okay, the next one. Employer's attitude. I mean, the employer has an attitude. Okay, hindi ko nasasabihin yung salitang BAD. Sasabihin ko lang, employer has an attitude. And then sometimes, the grandparents are the ones who are even more demanding. I mean, for example, I'm the grandfather, you're my daughter, and then you signed the helper, right? So technically, you're the employer.
Yeah.
But when you're out of the house, she's left with the grandparent or the popo or something. And then there are the ones who are even more demanding. So how to address this one in part of the on the part of the domestic helper, Carrie?
Right. I mean, just way before the helper signs the contract, I mean, we do know the composition of the family, ideally. For example, one couple, a baby, and perhaps the grandparents will come and visit, or the grandparents live with them. So our job, I mean, for us, I mean, I would normally ask my client, what sort of character or expectation, should we educate our helpers when they come and work with your family, especially when your mother or father is at home. So a lot of helpers, if they have that sort of mindset, they basically know they have to be more patient with elderly. I mean, with a lot of Chinese families, I mean, there's a few common things that we try to give our helpers a heads up. For example, number one, they may speak a bit loudly to you, but that's not intentional. That's how they are. Okay. And second thing is, of course, their mother language is not English. They speak Cantonese or they speak Mandarin. So maybe a lot of, like gestures or hand gestures that you may have to be more mindful. Or even I encourage them to go on YouTube and learn some simple Cantonese just to, communicate with the elderly. So the elderly really appreciates, that when they come. So, but last but not least, I always, ask my clients, how can the helper ease into your family with grandparents at home. So these are the little steps that we do prior to the helper coming. But of course, after the helper arrives and when this arrives, we openly talk to the employer and see what we can do to help the helper. But of course, we have to listen to both sides first.
Yeah, you know what, mga kaibigan, I agree with Carrie on what she said, that especially the elderly, their native tongue is not English.
Yeah.
So if they see or if they talk to our helpers, they get agitated because they wanted to say something to you, but they cannot speak in English. And I also agree with what Carrie said. Also, the part wherein they have to speak loudly, but they're not angry. It's just that's how it is, with old people. So again, she is also right that you have to have some, extra patience and understanding. Now, probably just be on the alert if you feel that it's getting too much already. Then maybe that's a different thing. Norie, anong masasabi mo dito?
Pag may matanda. Actually, ang matanda, hindi lang naman sa Chinese kahit sa ang bansa, di ba? Kahit Pilipino, pag matanda, gano'n na talaga. Ako ang lagi kong pinapayo sa mga aplikante namin pag may mga ganyang problema sa matanda. Sayawan mo lang. Hindi yung sayawa. Sayawan mo lang yung niya. Sakyan mo lang.
Oo, sakyan mo. Ayan.
Kasi ang matanda, madali ang mapalapit sa'yo Lalo na pag nakikita niya yung na-care ka sa kanya. Kasi sa kanila, hindi nila intention na sigawang. Pag nagsasalita sila, hindi sila talagang ganun ang boses na sumisigaw. Pero hindi nila intention yun. Kumbaga, wala sa kanila yon, yung sigaw na yon. Yan, yun nga, gaya sabi ni Miss Carrie na mag-aral tayo ng kahit basic Cantonese lang. Kasi hindi kasi nila ma-express kung ano yung gusto nilang sabihin.
Tama.
Diba?
Kasi
Kaya,
hindi native
hindi
tama,
nila,
English.
hindi yun yung native na language nila.
I don't know if this is correct. Why not apply this thinking when you're taking care of kids or infants? You have the kid mind as well, you know, a child's mind on how to communicate. Okay, maybe when you talk to elderlies, I mean, of course, you have to be a matured person talking to elderlies, but actually, you need to have that child way to talk to them because one, you need to talk loud. Two, you have to exaggerate things because it's the same thing when you ask a kid or a baby, oh, you want this, you want water, like that. So when an elderly would talk to you as well and they cannot really say what they wanted to say, you try to think, you try to figure out, what does he want? Oh, do you want this? Do you want this? You know, so something like that. Okay. Oh, then that's a good point. Okay, next is what happens if the kids are the ones with attitude? I'm not saying it's many things, but sometimes I hear stories that the kid or the alaga, you know, is kind of off. What can they do here, Carrie, if that's the case?
I mean, you know, I do have, we have one example for you, Elvin. I mean, I had a client whose child is autistic.
Okay.
And of course, you know, autistic children, they have special needs in terms of, you know, how the helper can care for them. You know, but the good thing was, you know, the client was very open with us. You know, I mean, even in the first conversation, she said to me, Carrie, I just want to let you know, my child is mildly autistic. So I hope to find a helper who's very patient and who listens, you know, basically who can, you know, be very caring towards a special needs child. So, I mean, this kind of case is not very common, rare. But, you know, I mean, you know, for me, I always want to be open from the very first thing. We talk to the employees, we talk to the helpers. So when we were looking for the helpers, you know, for this client, I openly tell, you know, our agency in the Philippines and the helpers that this will be the family you're looking after. Okay, and this will be the behaviors of the child sometimes, you know, per the mother. So will you be able to handle this? And if not, and if you want the job, you know, how can you handle the child? So I mean, you know, basically we have a very positive response from the helper saying, Mom, you know, I really want to take the job and I'm willing, you know, to take care of a child, you know, with this sort of need. So I mean that's one case, but you know, in some cases where you know, we have helpers come to us and say, you know, Mom Norie, Mom Carrie, you know, the child kicks me or the child pinches me, you know, and it's making it so difficult. But you know, for us, you know, we're never afraid to talk to our employers. You know, we tell the employer this is the challenge the helper is facing. You know, how can we help her, or how can you help her in terms of you know, managing the child's expectations or communicating with the child better. You know, there are ways to go about this. Of course, kids are very smart nowadays. If they feel the helper is, you know, they have a lot of heart to take care of them. I mean, they feel that, but the communication channel or the way to communicate with him or her is very special, and that really the mom knows. So we basically go back to the mother and share with her, you know, this is the challenge that the helper is facing. How can you help us?
You know what? If this was your helper, I mean, if this was your employer, and then if she was also your employment agency, you're gonna be happy with all the employers that you will get, because the nice thing here with Carrie and Norie and WINTIP is ever since we started the season, they really value the helper and the employer, and they strike a balance. So they make sure that the relationship when you guys start to sign the contract, or when you're about to sign the contract, or you're about to work with an employer, everything is crystal clear, everything is, you know, discussed. Okay. Norie, anong masasabi mo dito sa ganitong sitwasyon pag yung, like what Carrie said, the autistic yung bata or nananakit yung mga ganun, anong sinasabi niyo sa OFW?
Pag ganyan, kailangan lang talaga ng mahabang pasensya.
Okay.
Okay? So, parang ano rin yan eh, parang pag i-motivate mo yung bata, pag halimbawa na nananakit na siya, kausapin mo siya ng maayos, kasi nakakaintindi rin yan kahit papano, kahit na autistic siya, di ba? Kausapin mo siya ng maayos, ituro mo rin sa kanya yung ano yung tama o mali, ganon. Tsaka mahabang pasensya talaga. Yan ang lagi ko sinasabi, mahabang pasensya. At tsaka, sabihin natin sa employer, na ganito ang nangyayari.
Yung nangyari ko sa araw na to, di ba?
Oo, ganito yung
Tell the
nangyari.
employer.
Para at least yung employer, makausap din niya yung
anak niya.
anak.
And I think the employer has, of course, has more experience
Yes.
with her child. So the employer can share to the helper, oh, when this happens, you need to do this. Diba?
Right.
Okay. Okay, so now we move on to another question. Okay, this is kind of delicate. Sexual harassment. What should the helper do when this happens? I mean, regardless whatever type, but once this happens, what's the first thing, Carrie?
I mean, this is very serious, and it doesn't happen. I mean, this is very rare for us also. But I mean, the first thing is I would encourage the helper to talk to us directly and as soon as possible.
Okay.
I mean, this is the kind of allegations that she may have, against a member of the employer's home. But we have to listen first to the helper, get the story right. And of course, if this is something very serious or even not as serious, I mean, we address it to the employer right away. Of course, the way we communicate with the employer is very delicate. We just want to state the facts, tell the employer, this is what the helper is experiencing. So we just want to let you know, this is the facts that we've gained from the helper.
Okay.
So we will tell the employer, directly, and obviously listen to them from their point of view, and we try to take the approach from there, of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
understood. Nori, ano bang
Yeah.
meron na bang nangyaring ganito?
Yeah.
So far, sa tagal ko sa agency, wala pa.
Very good.
Lagi,
Then that's a good sign. Good thing it never happened yet.
Lagi ko sinasabi kasi sa helper, pagdating nila, huwag kayong magsusot ng mga sexy dress. Okay? Yung mga
Yeah.
spaghetti,
Proper.
short.
Yeah.
Wear ka ng
T-shirt,
long
long
pants,
pants.
t-shirt.
Yeah.
Kasi
Tsaka
minsan,
yung loose shirts and loose pants, ano? Okay.
Kasi
Huwag daw yung mga tight-fitting, hapit na hapit kasi nakikita yung kurba, di ba? Okay.
kasi minsan, ang amon lalaki lang yan eh. At saka malakas talaga ang appeal ng mga Pilipinas, sa totoo lang.
Hindi. Saka in fairness to our helpers, the Filipino helpers, there are many good-looking Filipino
Yes.
helpers.
Yeah.
Yung pagka ganyan na nakaranas ka ng sexual harassment sa lolo, sa asawa ng amo mo, sa kapatid, tawag ka agad sa agency.
Oh, ayan.
Then,
Meron daw mga
kami
ganung
nang
cases
bahala
agency.
gumawa ng paraan paano natin maayos yun. Kasi pag ganyan, di namin tinotolerate yan eh. Yung mga sexual harassment.
Of course, yes.
Talagang,
Yes.
pag meron talagang proof or talagang ginawa, kami mismo ang tutulong sa aplikante namin para mabigyan ng parusa yung employer na yun.
Okay, speaking of sexual harassment, then it's possible also na what if the employer asks you to do a massage or something? So if foot massage, I think it's just fine. Ano? Now, if that was a request, probably the mom. I mean, mom and the girl helper, I think it should be okay, right? It should be
Yeah.
Or
okay.
elderly.
Or elderly,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Now, will that fall under a normal task, or it's outside of the task?
I mean, obviously, under proper contractual terms, massage is not very common in terms of household chores because mainly domestic help is for domestic needs, right?
Oh, yes,
But in the
yes.
event, we have clients who are elderly women, and perhaps they may need some massage from the helper, but they do tell us ahead of time if this is a special request. And then we do communicate to the helper that Madame may request you to do some massage. So the one thing that we ask is, where and how long, and what kind of needs or how much per week, because she's employed as a domestic helper. I mean, normally household chores, taking care of children, I mean, that's part of her job. But massage is not technically a part of the job. So, I mean, that has to be, phrased to the helper openly, to be fair to the helper as well.
Then again, dyan papasok yung, in the beginning, the agency will actually, discuss with the employer if they're like this.
Yeah.
Norie, paano kung ang amo mong lalaki ang nagre-request na masahihin mo ko, di ba? Halika dito, masahihin mo ako. Wala, dumating, lasing, di ba? Drunk. The guy, the husband arrived the house drunk.
Okay.
How do you say massage in Cantonese?
On mo.
On mo. On mo. Cheche, on mo. Like, paano yun, Norie?
Kapag ganyan, dito na naman natin papasok yung i-open natin sa amo mong babae. No? Ma'am, okay lang kung yung babae magpapamasahe sa'yo, pero hindi isang oras. Siguro 15 minutes,
sakit.
okay.
Sakit
Yeah.
naman.
Sakit nun. Kasi, hindi domestic job yan eh. Hindi mo trabaho yan eh. Request lang yan. Kung ang lalaki ang magpapamassage sa'yo, sabi mo sa amo mo, ma'am, nagpapamasahe po si sir. Ganon. At saka hindi talaga pa pwede yun.
Papayag ba naman yung si ma'am na
Kaya nga eh.
pamasahe?
Pwede mong i-reject yun.
Oh yeah,
Pero
tama.
unless kung
I
elderly
agree,
na alaga mo, na kailangan niya talaga ng massage
Parang
every day.
physical therapy.
15 minutes, 10 minutes. Pero hindi to the point na 2 hours, 3 hours. Hindi mo natrabaho.
Yeah, that's right. So, ayan dun sa mga nagtanong ng tungkol dyan sa massage na yan. Okay. Now, going to extra duties, similar to itong massage request. Cleaning the cars, gardening. I know cleaning the cars, if they have a driver, then it's automatic, I guess, that the driver cleans the car. Now, if you have a garden, I'm not sure if I'm correct, isn't it you can hire a male helper if your house has a garden? Or if you don't hire a male helper and you have a female helper and you have a garden, is that part of the agreed regular task, Carrie?
With regards to car washing and gardening, also we also ask the clients prior to hiring the helper, because it's very clear on the job order that we send to the helper, so she knows exactly, apart from household chores like ironing, cleaning, child minding, cooking, and the employer does have a car, and you do have to do some car wash. Would you be willing? And it's part of your job. And then same with gardening. Because there's on the contract, the square footage of the home is there, right?
Okay.
And at the last page of the contract, there's always other skills or additional skills or additional work that we put down on the contract. For example, car washing, gardening, and the helper will know, number one, like how big is the garden, okay, and what kind of gardening that she'll be engaged in. For example, just watering the plants or helping to grow. They can grow herbs.
The rice.
Or I don't know. So like they have small plants, right? Like tomatoes and stuff. So we try to be as specific as we can.
And then they live in Yunlong. They have a big garden in the backyard.
And try to describe to the helper, so they get a picture of what kind of job they're anticipating when they arrive. So hopefully that will minimize a lot of misunderstanding, and they will say, hey mom, you never mentioned to me that's part of my job, and now I have extra work and I cannot handle. So I mean, these are the things that we have to cover to be fair to both the employees and helpers, right?
Okay. So that means, again, that's where the agency like WINTIP would come in. That if WINTIP sees already in the contract that there are some cars, because sometimes they have like 3 cars, right? They have 3 cars, 2 cars, or even just 1 car, and then it says there it has a garden. So when you see that already, you can be open with the agency and tell them, hey, wait, there are like 5 cars and a harvest field of rice garden. Okay. Norie, pag ganon, pwede bang mag-reject na kagad yung helper? Nakita na may garden, may kotse, may...
Sa umpisa kasi, overseas or finished contract, no? Sasabihin naman agad namin, tatanungin namin yung employer. So, ano pa yung mga additional duties niya, aside sa marketing, cooking, o mayroon kaming gardening, mayroon kaming car, ilan ang car mo? Lalagay namin yun. Gaano kalaki yung garden? Ganito. May pet care ba kayo? Ganito. Lahat yun, tatanong namin sa employer. And then, pag mag-interview na, sasabihin namin yun sa helper.
Na meron, wala, yes,
Ganon.
no, have, and don't have. Okay. Speaking of pets, there was one question also last week. What happens if there was no pet? And then all of a sudden, they decided to get a dog. And then the helper is allergic to dogs.
Good question, no?
Okay.
Bago kasi mag-apply, may biodata yan eh. Nakalagay dun lahat, willing to take care pets, any allergy with pets, any allergy with foods, everything. Pag tinik mo wala, kukunin ka na amo mo. I-hire ka niya.
Paano kung nakalimutan ng amo mo? Or the employer forgot that you're allergic to pets, and then all of a sudden, the kids, the children said, "Oh, I want a dog, Mom," and then they got a dog. So, anong pwedeng gawin doon?
Okay, tawag lang siya sa amin. And then, gaya nga lagi namin sinasabi,
Nakalagay doon
explain
sa
namin, papakita namin yung bio.
bio.
No, ito,
Oo,
ito
allergic
pala,
to.
nung in-interview mo, allergy pala siya sa aso. So, ngayon meron kayong aso, baka naman pwede nating gawan ng paraan, pag-usapan.
Okay. O sige. Okay, one more question before we go, okay, the employer has a mini shop or a mini restaurant. And then sometimes, because the employer is so busy, she wasn't able to go to the market and buy the materials, buy the ingredients or whatsoever. And then she will ask her employer, can you go and buy like this? And then it turned out it's so many, it's so huge, and they have to carry. How to handle this, Carrie, with this situation?
It does happen. Some of our employers, they always ask us, Carrie, I have a small shop. Is it okay if my helper goes and help a little? If we are short of hand? And the answer is no. Because, the domestic helper is hired for domestic work, and it only at the residence stated on the contract. So any other place than the residence, she should not be there. But of course, there are some times where the employer says, I need to stock up for the shop, or I need to stock up, for my
For the coming
restaurant.
weekend, because it's holiday, long holiday.
And so again, the theory is, the helper should be doing chores, for the household and not for the business. So technically, this is how we, tell our employers,
Okay.
or advise them at least.
Norie, pag ganun, anong sinasabi mo? Pag tinanong ka,
Hindi pwede. I-reject nyo. Kasi breach of contract yun. Pag breach of contract, may kalalagyan ka talaga. Both employer and helper. So, pag sinabi na, kasi wala akong mautusan, may mga staff ka naman, di ba? Kasi yung dalawang bahay nga bawal ka magtrabaho sa dalawang bahay. Yung pa kaya na,
isa pang,
shop
hindi
yun.
bahay or
Oo.
shop, di ba? Okay.
bawal talaga.
Oh, ayan. Nako! Oh my goodness. We have to go. So, ang daming mga tanong pa, pero wala na tayong oras. So, okay, Carrie, Norie, before we go and say goodbye to our last episode, any last few words? Maybe how to get in touch with WINTIP, your office address?
Yeah. Well, this is our last episode. I really want to thank Alvin.
Oh,
and
thank you. Thank
our
you very
fans
much.
from
You're
Barkadahan,
welcome.
and of course SmarTone for inviting us to do a full, episode program with you. And it's been, very enjoyable. Hope we can help the helpers in terms of our answers. But of course, as WINTIP, we always say our slogan is at WINTIP we care. Both the employers and the helpers. So any questions, always come to us. Feel free. We hope that a lot of finished contract helpers or helpers which they require direct hire service or renews, please come to us. We can definitely help. And then my team is wonderful. wonderful. I can't say more about my team. So when you actually communicate with them, you'll feel the difference.
Okay.
So thank you so much again.
Again, Norie, few words?
Thank you, Alvin, and to SmarTone for inviting us. So, last episode na namin to. So, kung may mga katanungan pa kayo or gusto nyo mag-apply, finish contract, direct hire, tawag lang po kayo sa 27230898 sa WINTIP Agency. Salamat.
So, again, ang contact number is 2723
089.
098 at pwede kayong, they can visit you where? In Chimsachoy?
Chimsachoy is Peninsula Center in front of Royal Garden Hotel, exit P2.
Exit P2 in Chimsachoy East,
Peninsula Center,
First floor.
First floor.
First floor, Peninsula Center, Chimsachoy East, exit P2. Okay? O, ayan ha. Ulitin ko lang, 2723-0898. Okay. So, thank you again, Carrie and Norie. Thank you sa ating WINTIP. Okay, itong season ng Usapang DH, mga kaibigan, ang dami na namin pinag-usapan. Job duties, responsibilities, benefits, entitlements, domestic helper lives. At today, job expectation ang ating pinag-usapan. Yung mga demanding nyong amo. Pagka ganyan, oo lang tayo. Pero pag medyo tagilid na, tumawag kayo sa mga agencies nyo o pwede kayong tumawag sa WINTIP. Okay, so mga kaibigan, remember to save and share itong mga episodes po ng ating Usapang DH para pwede nyong balikan kung meron kayong gustong malaman pa or matutunan. Now, dun ho sa ating mga Barkadahan fans, pwede nyo itong i-post sa inyong timeline at i-share nyo rin sa inyong mga friends para naman sa mga kaalaman dito. Okay? Again, thank you, Carrie and Norie.
Thank you so much.
WINTIP, okay, magpapaalam na po kami. Stay tuned ho, baka meron tayo ulit na another season tungkol sa Usapang DH. Thank you very much!
Thank you.
Goodbye!
Bye. Thank you.
Ang mga opinyon at pananaw ng host at mga respondents ay kanilang pansariling pananaw at hindi nangangahulugang opinyon din at sinasang-ayunan ng kumpanya at ng mga namamahala.